Hi guys, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep, and we are looking at question number 33 from the OG 13th critical reasoning chapter. Um, so the stimulus says, although the number of large artificial satellites orbiting the Earth is small compared to the number of small pieces of debris in orbit, the large satellites interfere more seriously with telescope observations because of the strong reflections they produce. Okay, so the satellites are a bigger problem than the debris. Because many of those large satellites have ceased to function, the proposal has recently been made to eliminate interference from non-functioning satellites by exploding them in space. Makes sense since those satellites are interfering with what observations. So it makes sense to get rid of them. This proposal, however, is ill-conceived since. So now what goes into the blank will be something that gives us a good reason why it is not a good idea to explode those satellites in space. So let's go through the options. The first one says many non-functioning satellites remain in orbit for years. That's not any reason why we shouldn't explode them. B says for satellites that have ceased to function, repairing them while they are in orbit would be prohibitively expensive. So all the more reason to explode them then. C says there are no known previous instances of satellites having been exploded on purpose. Well, there's always a first time, so do it this time. D says the only way to make telescope observations without any interference from debris in orbit is to use telescopes launched into extremely high orbits around the Earth. That is fine, but why can't we explode the current non-functioning satellites? Because that would at least reduce the interference to a great extent, not make it zero maybe. So whatever E says would definitely be the answer. And E says a greatly increased number of small particles in Earth's orbit would result in a blanket of reflections that would make certain valuable telescope observations impossible. That looks perfect because it actually gives you a negative aspect of exploding satellites in space, which is that it will actually make the problem of interference worse, and some very valuable observations will not be possible then. So then it doesn't make sense to explode those satellites. So E would be the answer to this question for sure. On a difficulty scale of 1 to 5, I would give it maybe a 2.5. Have a nice day.